So if you're watching this video, you're likely struggling to sign your first model or are struggling to sign high quality OnlyFans models. So in this video, I will show you step by step how we go about signing OnlyFans models who are doing over $10,000 a month and how you can too, without needing to send thousands of DMs, run paid ads, or partner with influencers. Now, why am I qualified to give advice on this? Well, my name is Ethan Bayless, and I've been running the leading OnlyFans management agency based in the UK for the past 5 years. And over this time, we've worked with some of the biggest names in the industry. Reality TV stars, big adult content creators, massive Instagram influencers. And I'm going to show you how we go about signing models to work at our agency. So let's break down the 4 components of this video that we are going to cover in depth. First is perspective. Second is law of reciprocity. The third is our model acquisition funnel. And then fourth are feedback systems. So on my screen here, we have got this flowchart, and I'm going to be walking you through the process of signing these high ticket OnlyFans models. Now, the first step is perspective. So you need to put yourself in the mind of an OnlyFans model, okay? Because selling a service becomes infinitely easier when you know their problems better than themselves. Any great salesperson will understand this. And that's that if they have expertise within the industry and they understand the problems that the client is facing better than the client even does themselves, then selling becomes easy. So you need to have this mindset throughout the selling process, not just on a sales call that you hop on, but when you actually are even outreaching to these models, getting them interested, because otherwise you're going to have to send thousands of DMs to actually start getting anyone to even respond. So I've taken some screenshots of an OnlyFans model that we are managing, and we've got access to an Instagram account, obviously, and we use that for promotion. And I just want to give you guys an example in terms of the amount of DMs that the model receives from agencies who are interested in signing our model. Okay, and obviously we have access and control of the whole thing, and sometimes we DM these agencies back because we're curious about what their sort of DM outreach script is, whether we can take anything from it to improve our process or not. But yeah, so as you can see, they just get hit up by lots of agencies. So you need to understand that the models you're reaching out to, especially if you want to sign high ticket creators, which is the personal philosophy that I recommend. I've covered this in numerous videos on the benefits of signing high ticket creators rather than trying to start one from scratch. But as you can see here, they're getting hit up by tons of DMs. Some people you may even know, Marcus Hustle, JXJ Agency. There's a ton of people outreaching to the models that we manage. And then you have some big names also outreaching to you. And we can just look at the DMs. So as you can see, these models are getting hit up by lots of agencies. So you need a clear way to differentiate yourself from these agencies, and you need a way to just cut through the noise and get the model's attention from the get-go. And these models can't be bothered to read through all the messages. So we responded to this guy just to kind of see where the DM script was going. And as you can see, he just started off with, "Hey, hi, what can I do for you? Just trying to connect. How are you? Nice to meet you." This is a DM that is sending to get models for his agency. And as you can see, models just can't be bothered to just respond to these guys, just seeing what they're just trying to figure out what they're actually saying. "I want to connect with you." It's just something so vague, uninteresting, especially when you're getting all these messages from all these people. You need to cut through the noise. They're only going to look at your message once, and then they're going to swipe and ignore it unless you cut through the noise and have a clear offer from the get-go. So there's a lack of trust about working with an agency. So these models getting hit up by lots of agencies. Maybe they've even worked with some agencies who haven't been able to deliver good results. So they have a lack of trust about working with an agency. And especially if they haven't worked with an agency before, then they just don't know the whole process. They don't really understand. They're unsure about if you can help. They're unsure whether you're going to be able to add any value to their account or whether it's just going to be a massive waste of their time. It's risky to give away access to their account. They don't want to be giving their login credentials to their OnlyFans account to anyone who just sends a DM. And then why work with your agency, not others? When they're getting hit up by so many agencies, you don't want to be competing based on the percentage that you're offering. You don't want to be going, "Oh, we'll offer a lower percentage," because then you're not going to be able to deliver as good of a service because you're competing based on percentages. So it's key to understand the perspective that you need to have on putting yourself in the mind of an OnlyFans model before you even start outreaching to them. Okay, and then with this mindset, you can then properly outreach to them in a way that cuts through the noise and gets them interested in your offer above other agencies. And just as a heads up, if you're interested in actually launching your OnlyFans management agency in less than 2 hours the right way, then there's a link below in the description which you can then click on. And once you click on it, you'll get inside this free community. We have over 1,200 members. We have people absolutely crushing it, signing their first models. More people signing their first models. Lots of introductions. First month, people making money with OnlyFans management. New model again. Getting people to set up their agency the right way is really valuable, and we have a whole section which is the OFM Launchpad, which covers A to Z on how to set up. So we give you OFM profit projection sheet, the offer creation, the website template, social media creation, walkthroughs of accounts that we are managing. We give you the OFM mini course as well, going through absolutely everything you need to understand to get started with your OnlyFans management agency and start making your first $1,000 a month from it by setting up the foundations of your agency and signing your first high ticket OnlyFans model. Okay, so the link for this will be down below in the description. Now, I want to cover the law of reciprocity. So this is what we use to stand out from other agencies who reach out. Okay, so what is the law of reciprocity? The law of reciprocity is a psychological principle that suggests people feel obligated to return a favor when someone does something nice for them. In business, this principle is leveraged to build trust, foster loyalty, and increase sales. When you give value first, customers feel inclined to reciprocate, often making a purchase, sharing your brand, or showing loyalty. Okay, so the idea that you do something good for someone and they do something good back. Now, this is something that is built into most humans, unless you're speaking to like a psychopath or something, but this is built into most humans. The sense of, if someone does something good for me, I feel obligated to do something good for them back. It's how we've evolved. It's, we're communicative species, and we share in exchange value for value back. Okay. So we can tap into this fundamental psychology and this fundamental law of human psychology to increase the responses and cut through the noise. So we deliver free value, and the more free value that you deliver, the higher the trust is. So the easier the sales call comes, and the more likely you are to stand out from other agencies. If you've delivered value to them up front, then you're standing out from 99% of agencies out there who are just hitting our model saying, hey, can I manage your OnlyFans account? Okay, so this is how we cut through the noise, by giving free value, because then when they're comparing us to other agencies, it's no longer a comparison. Well, this person helped me, this person hasn't helped me. Automatically, you're in a niche of your own, or you're on your own, differentiated from other agencies, okay? So we can also leverage this law of reciprocity to get their contact info. Obviously, we want to get them. So looking at the basic perspective, putting yourself in the perspective, we think, okay, they're getting tons of DMs from other OnlyFans agencies. So we want to make sure that we're getting away and we're differentiating ourselves as much as possible. How can we do that? By getting more personal contact info so we can contact them elsewhere, through their number, through their email. It's a different, there's less people to look at. We cut through the noise. They're less likely they're going to ignore our DM. And we can get this contact info by giving that free value. So people are happily to exchange free value by giving their contact info. And this is what we call a micro commitment. So if they make this micro commitment, it's just giving some info, their contact details, in exchange for this value. So we get them off the platform, distance yourself from competition, build trust through the free value. We can then add to follow-up automation when we got their contact info. We can't do any follow-up automation on these social media platforms. And then we also get to identify warm leads. So those interested in scaling their OnlyFans account. If someone comes back saying, yeah, please send me this free value, if that's the free value related to helping them make more money on OnlyFans, helping them save more time, then they're going to say yes to it. And if they said yes to it, then that means that they're a qualified lead because they're looking to scale and grow the OnlyFans agency, and they're currently unhappy with where it's at. Otherwise, they would just refuse the free value. Okay, so they then turn into a warm lead at that point. Now, where most people get this wrong is not many people get this kind of law of reciprocity, understand the perspective. So you're already 99% of the way there. But most people will then have free value that they try and deliver to each individual model. Okay, now if you're outreaching to 50 models a day, that's a lot of individual free value that you need to give back. Let's say you get 5 responses or 10 responses that they want the value. Then you're going to go ahead and you've got to personalize and deliver free value to each one of these models. So we used to do an OF audit. However, it was something that we prepackaged, but there was issues with it. We'd have to go out there and we'd have to, handcraft this free value, tailor it to each individual model that we're signing. Obviously, it was part of the way there because it's already kind of structured out, so we could just, simply fill it out. However, you want to build an asset which is truly scalable. And the way that you overcome this is by building pre-packaged value. So a pre-packaged one-time asset that you build that you can send to any model, and it's always going to deliver value to them, and it's going to deliver a lot of value to them as well. It's going to make them more money. It's going to save them more time. Okay. So an example of this is an OnlyFans client case study. So we have worked with some models, we've scaled them up, and we package these into case studies, and then we can then offer these to the models. So we can reach out to the model saying, hey, are you interested in a complete breakdown of how we scaled a model who's very similar to you from doing 10K a month all the way to 60K a month? If you're interested, let me know, and I can send this over and you can go through it and you'll get some super valuable information and tips. And I'll also throw in X, Y, and Z as a bonus, okay? So this prepackaged value means that we don't need to go out there and spend a bunch of time, effort, and energy in building this free value, because we apply leverage in the form of building a pre-packaged asset, so we can then reduce the cost of time, effort, and energy when we do this process. Okay. So that is the perspective handled. You understand the perspective that you need to have going into this process of trying to assign a high ticket OnlyFans model. You understand the fundamental law of reciprocity that we are leveraging when it comes to outreach. Now, I want to talk about why you should be targeting high ticket models. Okay. So signing high ticket models should be your number one priority as an agency. Depending on the model you'll sign, will either make or break your agency. I cannot stress this enough. I speak to some people and I can just tell from the get-go that the model is not a good quality model. I can foresee the issues that they're going to experience, which are these. So if you're signing a low quality model, it's higher risk. Okay, you're reaching out to models, they're not making much money, so you need to invest a ton of your time, energy, and effort in trying to build their account when you haven't even got proof of concept. They haven't even proven that they're able to have an OnlyFans themselves, or they're committed to it, or they're going to be a good partner for you to partner with. They've got less experience, so they don't really understand on the sort of content they need to create. They don't understand the nuances of it. They've got poor expectations because they are new to this industry. They don't understand how competitive it is. So they don't understand how getting a model up to 20K a month is really valuable. And if you scale them up a little bit, they'll be likely to leave because they're a low quality model and they just don't have the right expectations going into this. There's less money to be made because they're not making as much money. So we're taking a percentage rev share, which means we'll take less. And it's more energy to grow. If you're trying to build someone from the ground up, it's so much more time, energy, and effort to build them up rather than a model who's already got a loyal fan base, decent following, and in just a few tweaks, you can really scale her up quite quickly. Okay, so then we have a high quality model, less risk, they're experienced, they have better goals, they make more money, and they're easier to scale. Okay. So really important that you're outreaching to 10K a month models or models doing over 5K a month, because most likely they're doing this full time and they've been in the industry for a while, so they understand what's needed to scale it up and they understand the value of the agency. Okay, so we've gone over the perspective, we've gone over the law of reciprocity. So now I want to touch upon the model acquisition funnel. Okay, so the model acquisition funnel to sign high ticket OnlyFans models and sign them with your agency. So step one, you find models on socials. So you want to find models who have good content, decent following, and consistency. So we're outreaching to high quality models. We're not wasting outreach on low quality models. Okay. And we're using qualifications based on their content, based on their following, based on how consistent they've been with this, whether they'll be a good quality model. You can look at a model and you can tell whether they're going to be good quality or not based on their page, based on how they handle stuff already themselves. You can see the work ethic that goes behind it. We then send a DM offering free value. So the packaged value, we sell that to them. We offer the value in exchange for contact info. So, and then if they respond, no, we send some follow-up DMs to get them to respond, to get them to say, yes, please send this free value to me. Here's my contact info. If yes, then we collect the contact info. We add the contact info to Lemlist. So Lemlist follow-up campaign will deliver the packaged value asset and then sell them on booking in a call with a Calendly link, so they can just click on that to schedule in a call, nice and easy, no back and forths. And then we book in a call, and then I've got a video showcasing an example of one of these calls after this process. Okay, so really nice and simple. Don't overcomplicate it. You just need to make sure that you're understanding the perspective, you're outreaching to the right models, you're offering packaged value, you're offering value. The packaged asset actually delivers some value to them. You're sending some follow-ups, and then you've got a robust follow-up system once you get their contact info to sell them on booking in a call. Nice and simple, a one-time thing you need to set up, and once you set it up, you can forget it. You can literally get a virtual system for $3 an hour to do 1 hour a day, sending a few DMs and to sign models as and when you want. And the great thing about working with high-quality OnlyFans models is you don't need to be sending thousands of DMs. All you need to do is sign 3 to 5 high-ticket OnlyFans models. And if you're starting off, just one model, you sign her, get her up to 30K a month. That's 15K a month for you already. So you don't need to be sending loads of DMs to sign models, which is the trap that I see so many agencies falling under, because they're just working with lots of low-quality models, and they're constantly losing models left and right, delivering a poor and sloppy service. And there's just all these problems up here that we spoke about. Okay. So now I want to talk about the feedback system. So this is the power of this here. Okay, so we set this up, and then in addition to setting this up, we have a feedback loop. So leveraging a feedback loop for continuous improvement will get your recruitment system to where you can just send 50 to 100 DMs and sign a high quality model via micro improvements. Okay, and how we do this is we track DM metrics. So we have an outreach tracker, so we can track the number of DMs going out each day, the number of warm leads we're generating, and we can also split test based on messaging, split test based on the sub niche that we're outreaching to see which one is going to be, which one we're getting more conversions with. And you'll be surprised how a tweak of a DM or a tweak of your Instagram page or a tweak of your value packaged asset or a tweak of your follow-up system can compound the effects of the effectiveness of the model acquisition system as a whole. Okay, so we track the DM metrics, we adjust the DM SOPs, so the standard operating procedures based on the DM metrics. We track the lead to book call rate, so we're tracking the effectiveness of our follow-up process, the follow-up mechanism. We adjust the follow-up campaign as and when needed, again through tracking it, and we just rinse and repeat this. And I promise you that if you set this up and you rinse and repeat this 4 times, that you will be able to sign a high ticket OnlyFans model from just sending 100 DMs. Okay, it's just continuous improvement, perfecting it based on data, not what you feel like will work, but on actual data. As I get lots of people asking me, how am I making these good decisions? How do I know what to do? And I say, look, because I've looked at the data. I've tested this DM versus this DM. I've tested this DM structure versus this DM. I know which DMs perform well. I've tested different Instagram pages for outreach from. I know which one you need and which one converts the best. I've tested the follow-up campaign. I've tested the open rates of each email, the open rates of each SMS, tested the effectiveness of the packaged asset. Okay. So you just need to rinse and repeat this. And obviously, if you join the consulting program, which there's a link to below, then what you're going to have is you're going to have us who have already gone ahead and done all this. You're just going to have it for you, so you can go ahead and just implement what's working from the get-go. Okay? So I hope you got lots of value from this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, comment any other videos you want to see down below, and subscribe. And the links for the resources are in the description. The link for the consulting program where we help people scale them up to 50K a month in 90 days or less via the pre-built systems and infrastructure we have in my personal agency. We just hand it to you. We hand mentorship over to you, hold your hand, help you build the systems that we've got in my agency. So it's all very much plug and play, a turnkey agency, and it's nice and simple. And there's also that link down below where you can the OFM Launchpad, so you can launch your OnlyFans agencies the right way from the get-go in 2 hours or less. Okay, so I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.